It's Peaches here, and this is Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. A lot of puh sounds with that title. A replay of today's full show, which you can hear weekday afternoons live on K-Barrel 101. I hope you like what I have to say, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, not sorry. Enjoy. K-Barrel 101. Oh, I finally got some good sleep last night after eating all that fair food from 11 to 2 yesterday. I was really not wanting any dinner. 9:30 p.m. comes around. I'm feeling slightly hungry, so I go, okay, what sounds good? All the regular fast food places that I frequent were not appealing to me at the time, but for some reason, I thought of Subway, and I went, sure, why not? Drove my butt over there, got my usual tuna footlong with onions and spinach and that whole wheat bread, because, you know, that's healthy. Went home, ate that in bed. For some reason, I avoid my dining room table for the most part and just eat in bed, watch YouTube. That's besides the point here. I then got up to brush my teeth, came back to bed to fall asleep, put my CPAP on. For some reason, I also thought it was okay to burp after putting the CPAP on, which, by the way, one of the worst things you can do. It's a friendly fire moment right there. That tuna, onion, sriracha, all that stuff from that sandwich, that smell came back right to my nose because of the air being pushed through the CPAP machine to my face. That right there was the conclusion to my 28th birthday yesterday. I do want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone, big time, who wished me a happy birthday yesterday. You all rock. Yesterday's show, though, was in what I consider horrible due to the fact I was in a food coma and people were calling in wishing me a happy birthday, and I'm like, thank you. Sorry, I'm exhausted. In a much better mood today, much better feel today. That fall feel is in the air. For some reason, it's hot outside, but this building's like extra cold. I can't explain it, okay? It's just for that Labor Day weekend. Labor Day is the unofficial end to summer. And then, you know, you got pumpkin spice going around now. People wanting the pumpkin spice latte earlier than ever, which I don't blame them. The fall time is the best time, I would think, right? The best season. And this whole week has just been one big calamity in a good way, even though I had one of those AFib heart episodes on Wednesday that saw its own way out, thankfully, on Thursday morning. Everything this week has just been so much fun besides the whole AFib thing. I hate doing something fun, and then it just ends, and it's back to the good old same routine. Anyway, if you'd like to get a hold of me, you can do so over at 208-535-1015. Got Deftones and more to continue our afternoon here together. Peaches Pit Party on K-Barrel 101. Yesterday, of course, we did the whole fair food taste testing, and Victor posted all the photos that we took on our Facebook page at K-Barrel 101 FM. All that food was downright delicious. I wasn't necessarily agreeing with the winners of those that won best entree, best sweet, or anything like that. I personally have my own favorites, and so does everybody else. You got to just go there and check out all the different options. If you've never been to the Eastern Idaho State Fair, I would definitely suggest going at least once. I think I might go tonight just to go experience it, see all the different booths, see what they're selling. I'm not going to go on any of the rides because my fat butt is not going to it's not going to go well if I go on like the swings or something. It would suck to be on one of those. I'm not built for carnival rides, that's for sure. But for the food, oh yeah, definitely built for that. The Radio Shack chain was an essential stop for people that loved gadgets. I myself, I think I was a kid when Radio Shack was on its way out. I did go to Radio Shack a few times with the family, but I don't necessarily remember it as great as Blockbuster or anything like that. I think I bought a few RC cars from Radio Shack. Another thing my dad bought for me that he shouldn't have because those things were ridiculously expensive. I mean, RC cars overall, crazy expensive. And I don't know why he bought me those. I think just because as a kid, I'm like, oh, Dad, can I get these? And he's one of the best dads ever. He's like, sure, why not, son? Here you go. But yeah, if you love Radio Shack, if you're in the mood to relive those days, there's a new website called RadioShackCatalogs.com, where for some reason someone has lovingly scanned every single catalog that Radio Shack released from 1939 to 2011. I'm actually going to click on the link here to see if it's legit. The website is taking forever to load. And when you start going through a catalog on this website, your web browser will also play a sound clip of a page flipping. Okay. I'm at the website. Just shows the about. I'm going to go to the main catalogs. It takes for a little bit to load. Oh, here we go. Let's just open up a Radio Shack catalog from 1953. Let's see if it does the whole page flip sound thing. Oh, it does. Ooh. All right, there's something to look at. RadioShackCatalogs.com. The Iowa Hawkeyes football team starts their season on Saturday, but head coach Kirk Ferentz won't be on the sidelines because he was suspended by the university for one game for a recruiting violation. Both Ferentz and assistant John Budmeyer are suspended for the Hawkeyes season opener as part of a school-imposed penalty for a recruiting violation in late 2022. Not a huge deal, but Ferentz contacted a player and his family before the player entered the transfer portal. He broke the rules, and he'll stay away for a game before rejoining the team for week number 2. More college football here. Back in the 2000s, Pete Carroll coached the USC Trojan football team with his teams going 97-19, winning 2 national championships. He crushed it. He then enjoyed a bunch of success as head coach of the Seattle Seahawks before getting fired earlier this year. He's heading back to USC as a professor. Will be teaching a class this spring. The current USC head coach, Lincoln Riley, has been paying attention to all this and admitted he'd welcome any help Carroll can give his football program, which I'm very glad to see that, because you would think this coach would have an ego or want to protect his job and say, no, keep Carroll away from the program. I don't want him near here because he'll take over my job. Then I'll end up jobless, that type of thing. Pete Carroll's 72. He clearly has the resume that he's one of the best coaches ever. So you might as well take any advice you can get from this guy. And in basketball news, the NBA and Netflix are teaming up for a docuseries inspired by quarterback, which covers signal callers in the NFL. Starting 5 will launch on the streaming service on October 9th and will follow the on and off court seasons of Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat, Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Domantas Sabonis of the Sacramento Kings, Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics, and, of course, LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. I'm looking at this food news here, and I can tell you this is why other countries make fun of us. Because of new products like this. Hormel has teamed up with Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal for a new limited edition take on its black label bacon. It's called the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust, is used as a rub on the bacon to give it a salty and sweet flavor. But it does say, however, we wouldn't suggest pouring milk over this bacon. This sounds disgusting to me. I'm not going to try. We might have to try this just to be quirky with it for on the air. Just to, hey, we're going to try Cinnamon Toast Crunch bacon on the air for Victor and Peaches Eats. I'm already having enough troubles with my heart. I don't need to have Cinnamon Toast Crunch bacon to add fire to the fire, huh? Or add fuel to the fire, I should say. Essentially, Linkin Park trolled everyone. They had that big countdown. Everyone was looking forward to that clock hitting 0. Once it finally did hit 0, it glitched, started counting up, and then Linkin Park said, okay, yeah, big announcement coming September 5th. September 5th, which is less than a week away, next Thursday. And there are people speculating on what's going to be announced. And Lzzy Hale of Hailstorm just posted a cover of her covering Crawling. And there's now speculation that she will be the replacement for Chester Bennington. I just asked Katie Lee of Z103, Hailstorm's biggest fan, if she thought that was okay. And she immediately shook her head. And she had the same idea, same thought process as I did with the whole, Linkin Park should be done and over with. Once Chester unfortunately passed, it's time for the other guys to form a new band or a new project under a different name. Let Linkin Park rest peacefully. Because you can't say it's Linkin Park and then have Lzzy Hale go out there on stage and cover Crawling, Giving Up, Bleed It Out, all those different classic tracks that Chester made famous. You just can't do it. You can't officially say, oh, I went and saw Linkin Park. It's different because it's tough to say that because I was also against those who were like, oh, that's not Pantera. Well, it still is to me Pantera because I don't want to go into this whole thing, but guitarists and vocalists are entirely different. Sure, Dimebag would have brought that killer sound and no one can replicate that sound. But if you were to try, it's different with vocalists. Journey, with that new guy, I don't consider that Journey. at all. We need Steve Perry back in Journey in order for it to be called Journey. If that makes any sense. I don't want to keep going into this because I don't want these musicians, calling me up saying like, "Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. We guitarists mean just as much to the band as vocalists do." Sure, that's true, but I mean, a significant part of Linkin Park was Chester, and nobody can really replicate that guy's vocals at all. Even if you're a Linkin Park hater, I would love to see any Linkin Park hater try to replicate that "Giving Up" scream that he holds for 17 seconds straight. I mean, Lzzy Hale does have one of the best, most powerful voices I've heard, but there would be a lot of hate for that new group. Linkin Park with Lzzy Hale of Hailstorm, it would be... I was already seeing the laugh and angry reacts on that post of her covering Crawling for whatever reason. All the metal elitists chiming in, thinking that they're more talented than she is, which I would love to see that music, or that music challenge, I should say, between those that just like to spread hate on Facebook and a real-life, professional, amazing musician that is Lzzy Hale. I'm not sure how I feel about cruises. I've never really wanted to go on one, maybe because I'd be afraid of getting seasick or something like that. I do sound like a major bummer when it comes to different things and such, but cruises, it just doesn't seem appealing to me. This cruise also, the story about a particular cruise does not help. This cruise here that was supposed to never stop has been trapped in Belfast for 3 months. The Villa V Odyssey was supposed to set out in May to begin its journey to 150 countries, but has been stuck in Northern Ireland due to equipment issues. You think the equipment would be state-of-the-line, top-tier A1 because of this cruise never stopping. Passengers are staying nearby until the ship sets sail, but I read it as if like they were stuck at sea. I'm glad they're actually on land and just the cruise is stalled. But at the same time, where are those people staying at? Like, do they have to find hotels and stay at hotels in Northern Ireland till this cruise gets back on its way? Oh, no, it says here they are allowed to enjoy the ship's amenities during the day. Okay, that makes sense. Villa V CEO Michael Peterson says passengers are provided with shuttles to and from the vessel and their lodging on land is covered. Okay, so that's good. I thought it was like, okay, best of luck. Our ship's not working. They're actually taking care of their customers, which is good there. But still, cruises to me, not all appealing. I mean, 150 countries. How long is that going to take? I mean, it says it's never going to stop. Does that mean like if you want to get off the cruise and just go live on land, you can just be like, all right, I'm getting off here at this country? Or do you fly back from that country to the United States, of course, and get yourself a house and say that was a fun cruise, but I'm done with it. I'm done with cruises for the rest of my life. There is a massive, massive dilemma when it comes to dinner after work. The shift takes all of your energy, especially if you work in an on-demand job like even fast food. I mean, there's a whole lot of jobs I could list off here, but almost 80% of Americans are too tired to cook after work, which makes total sense. Does that make me want to sign up for one of those like meal prep companies? No. There's also the option of, should I spend my entire Sunday cooking up my meals of the week and then placing them in glass containers in my fridge and then look forward to 5-day-old chicken for that week? Nah, not necessarily. I don't know what to do. It's like I try finding simple things to make for dinner after work, but then it ends up being like, all right, let me just get this box of frozen taquitos and then just put those in the oven, eat those. I do need to eat a lot healthier, especially after yesterday's fair food taste testing event. I should just go on a strict chicken, broccoli, and rice diet. Brown rice. Whole grains right there. Broccoli is always good for you. Chicken. My friend Christian told me he had a friend that was extremely overweight, and all he did was eat chicken and rice and broccoli for like a year and lost like close to 200 pounds. And he looks totally different now. The chicken and broccoli cleanse does sound good after all that fair food. A Colorado couple received an Amazon package they never ordered that's left them feeling very perplexed. Yeah, this is really gross. This guy says he came home late from work one night, saw an Amazon package sitting on his front porch. He wasn't expecting anything from Amazon, so he was unsure what it could be. He tore open the padded envelope, stuck his hand inside to find out that it was filled with poo. He said, I was just shocked, disgusting. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, terrible. Why would you go in hand first is my question here. Every time I open up a box or envelope for that matter, I just open up the little thing there, look inside first. And it's not because I'm preparing for poo to come in an envelope to my mailbox, but I just don't want to just stick my hand in something that I don't know what's inside there, you know? This guy had only made one recent Amazon purchase, some guitar tuners, which he received the day before, and wondered if he had somehow done something to make the delivery driver angry, that he would want to seek revenge. Maybe it was one of his friends. If he has that friend group against him, or the friend group was just like, hey, you know what? Let's prank our pal and put some of that stuff. Let's take our dog's duty. It doesn't say if it was a human or dog or whoever. Just take some of the dog duty, put it in an envelope, put it at the front door of this guy's name's John, put it at John's front door, and see what he does. And clearly he fell for it. I mean, he put his hand right into it. What a dummy. Another reason why HOAs absolutely suck. And not to only point out HOAs, but also just horrible, horrible people that are nosy neighbors for no reason. A homeowners association in South Carolina, they have issued a cease and desist to stop children from playing ball in this common grassy area in Creek Haven. I love how this article included some local resident named Carl Eversmeyer. What a stupid name. He said, they sucked at sports when they were kids. Why would you feel the need to point that out? Well, some parents claim the kids were simply gathering to play. Other residents say the games have coaches, tents, and whistles. Oh, man, I bet that Carl Eversmeyer guy I bet he's a real stick in the mud. The cease and desist letter specifically says the area is not for organized sports. On Monday, crews were seen planting trees in the field, a move that some parents believe is intended to deter ball playing. Kids will still play there, okay? If you're going to be that petty and decide to plant trees in the field, the kids are going to retaliate or find a way to have fun there, all right? And they're having fun. They're not doing anything horrible. What a stupid move. This actually makes me angry. I, for one, plan on doing a lot of sleeping in this weekend. I don't necessarily plan on taking a nap that late into the afternoon. I think my cutoff now is around 3 o'clock. If I haven't taken a nap before 3, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to risk it. I think that's the reason why I slept so poorly from Sunday night into Monday. On Sunday, I decided to take an afternoon nap. It wasn't late at all. It was around like 1:40 to like 3. And for some reason that night, I just could not fall asleep at all. Ended up not really falling asleep till about 4 in the morning. Then woke up at 7, got here to work, and then that was the day that we were like, hey, let's go with Lou Brutus to Craters of the Moon and the Devil's Orchard. And then just hang out there and come back. We didn't get back to the area till 2 a.m. So that was another late night. Then the night after that, it was the concert, of course. Didn't go to bed till about 1 in the morning, wake up at 7 because of work and such. And those nights were most likely the reasons why my heart went into AFib for a little while there on Wednesday afternoon. And luckily that episode saw its way out Thursday morning. But there's a new study here that got pointed out in the news. Could sleeping in on weekends save your life? Of course it could. This whole analysis of data from 90,000 participants found a link between extra sleep on the weekends and a lower risk of heart disease. People who compensate for sleep loss during the work week had their risk fall by up to 20%. So if you can take advantage of sleeping in on the weekends, go for it. Please, it's better for your heart to sleep in. I know tonight, tomorrow, even Sunday night, because Monday's Labor Day, I'm going to be catching up on a lot of rest. That's for sure. I am chuckling at this question for to each their own. Man, this is I don't know who came up with this, but this is funny. If you were a ghost, how would you haunt people? Looking at some of the answers on Reddit, leave compliments for them on the mirror with blood. And someone replied saying, you look cute when you're sleeping. Oh, it's weird. What else is there? Come on. Quit showing me the replies to that comment. Let me see some other answers here. Oh, change their phone wallpaper every night, huh? I like that. That's a good one. I would take their shower towel off the rack so every time they finished showering and went to reach for it, empty. Woo. If you were a ghost, How would you haunt people? Let me know. 208-535-1015. Well, this podcast version of this show is going to be all out of whack, Victor.
Well, stop sucking, Peaches.
Well, I moved to Peach the Roan to the end of the podcast because I'm not going to interrupt the whole podcast recording and then split it down the middle, add the phone calls later on that I get to the episode, mix the whole thing down, then upload it to Transistor.
Okay. All right.
But I just asked the question. I could ask you the question, too.
Sure.
Even though this is on the air at like 5:40.
That's fine.
5:35-ish. There's two questions I got to ask you.
Jeez.
Two? Oh, my God. How did you handle a test in school? I don't know.
I skipped school. That's what
right.
I did.
Yeah, like that kid you supposedly knew that you would that would leave to go use the restroom and never come back.
Yeah, that kid was a real troublemaker.
That kid's name was Victor Wilt.
Yes, he was a bad boy.
But this is a funny question. I did ask for to Peach the Roan at this point. If you were a ghost, how would you haunt people?
How would I haunt people if I was a ghost?
The top answer says leave compliments for them on the mirror with blood.
All right, that's pretty fun.
Move their towel when they're taking a shower, so they go to the reach for the towel rack and it's empty. Ooh.
I would just do things that would really bother people, like just tap them. Just tap them. Like, where was I? I was at a store or something. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was at home doing chores, and I thought I felt someone poke me in the back. And I was just right in the middle of the room, so I thought it was maybe the cat or something. But yeah.
It was nobody.
It was a ghost.
Ooh.
So I just poke people. Just
yeah, you know? I don't know. You brought up a certain thought in my head because as a kid, I would watch these ghost shows and I would terrify myself, and then I'd stay up all night with my eyes wide open, shivering under the covers. There was an episode, I remember this, it was like a floating lady that would tickle the bottom of people's feet that would sleep in this bed.
That's pretty messed up.
That would have to be something you'd have to find the person you hated the most growing up and then just find their house and just do that to them or something.
I'd really want to terrify them. I'd grab them, just on the shoulder. Just
what if they're in the middle of sleeping? And you just deck them in the face.
There you go. Just punch them.
But if you're a ghost, can they feel that at all?
Well, it'd be no fun to, punch them if they couldn't feel it.
They can feel some stuff. Ghosts are like...
Okay, not punch. Just slap them. Just
and then put their wife in a slapping position so it looks like they did it. Cause a whole argument. Possibly their divorce.
You slapped me. No, I didn't. It must have been a ghost. What are you, crazy? And then you slap the other person after they go back to bed and you just keep going back and forth. That'd be a terrible ghost.
So here's the other question that I had for you. What careers, well, there's a very obvious answer with this one. There's a certain type of internet model.
I saw this question. I'm guessing.
What careers are a turnoff for a serious relationship?
Yeah. I mean, certain types of online models, like you mentioned, that might not be great. Also, any job where you're not home for a long time. I would imagine band on tour.
WWE wrestler.
Yeah, it's just not going to work out well.
It's very weird. It would be very weird to see your significant other in a skimpy outfit wrestling people on TV almost every night of the year.
Yeah, and there are ladies who are into those wrestler guys.
Like Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's son. He's about 24, 25 years old now.
Yeah.
And he has this nickname his nickname is Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom.
And he and this girl named Rhea Ripley, who Motionless in White did her theme song.
Yeah.
And they had this on TV romance fake relationship thing, but they're full on kissing each other and stuff. She licked his face at one point because she's the weird emo buff girl.
Yeah, what about actors in general? They get those.
I'd be mad.
Naughty scenes.
Can you imagine seeing your wife in one of those scenes?
Like Brad Pitt or something? You're I'm the fat dad bod guy.
Right? Yeah.
You're making me uncomfortable here. I guess Brad Pitt's pretty old now.
I get it if you're Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Both are A1 celebrities. You see Blake Lively in a movie kissing somebody else, I got to do it for the movie. But then it's you're going home to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, there's a video I saw pop up. Earlier on the morning show, I mentioned that once I started watching X-Files and mentioned it, I just started getting pummeled with stuff from the X-Files subreddit. And there was a scene from, I think it was like the Emmys, or not a scene, but a clip from the Emmys. And Gillian Anderson won some kind of award. She's there with her boyfriend, but she turns around and kisses David Duchovny and then kisses her boyfriend.
That's going to be awful. How would you allow that? As a man, how would you allow that?
I don't know.
Instead of being that ghost, I would sincerely punch that dude in the face.
There you go.
Yeah. K-Bear 101, how's it going?
Not too bad. Happy belated birthday.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm glad you called in today. The past couple of days for the Peach Throne have been almost non-existent. I mean, the one yesterday was kind of like, hey, what foods are you excited to try at the fair? And then it ended up being people just calling in to wish me a happy birthday. So, and the days before that, I wasn't in the studio to do any type of question. So I'm glad I'm finally here now. And then the 3-day weekend will hit us.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you were a ghost, how would you haunt people?
Well, being a mechanic, I would be quite specific in who I haunt. It would be, those people that have just driven me absolutely insane while trying to fix their things. But I would mostly just make the lives of engineers absolutely miserable because I would go in the middle of the night when they've stopped designing their thing and go through and redesign it so that it actually is easy to work on.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you gotta be nice to everybody. You never know who could be a ghost and can haunt you in the future and drive you nuts.
Yes. Exactly. So you got to think about that. I mean, it's like if I design this with the starter in the middle of the engine, is this going to cause me to get haunted down the road?
Yeah.
Like I want them to have that fear.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.